Namaste and welcome. This is Shantal from She Achieves Studio, doing something a little bit different this evening for our weekly weekend card pull. I want to thank David, my husband, for sharing the last 2 weeks of being a co-host, and this evening it's just me and Rain, and look forward to more co-hosts in the coming weeks as well. Okay, beautiful. And I'm doing something different, so this is new for me doing it outside. And I just want to say I am so thankful and grateful to be here. So thank you very much. And okay. So this evening we will begin with a few rounds of Chandra Namaskar, which is a moon salutation, honoring the moon, as the new moon is upcoming in Taurus, I believe on Tuesday evening. And this is a flow that myself and some other lovelies have been working through, and it's very gentle. Now, there are so many different varieties, so many different systems of Chandra Namaskar. This evening is a very gentle one, and if you do partake in the actual asana, please read the disclaimer, have your due diligence, take responsibility for yourself. Perhaps if you've never really practiced yoga, perhaps just give yourself that opportunity to watch. And if you have any questions, please check out sheachievestudio.com as well. Now, this evening we'll begin with our Chandra Namaskar, and then the cards that we're asking to be honored this evening is the Goddess Power Oracle Guidebook, and it's a very powerful card reading as well. And the cards are offered to give us a sense of closure for this week, to bring a sense of awareness and mindfulness of what perhaps we can let go of as we begin and enter the new week. And what happens is if we're not aware, if we're not conscious of the energy that we're holding from week to week, sometimes we become congested. Sometimes things get too full, and then there's not enough room to move or bring in something new, i.e., the next week. So I feel that it's very important to take time out and acknowledge the week, honor the week, the good, the bad, the ugly, the sad, learn from these teachings of life, and then allow yourself space to move into the coming week with clarity. Not necessarily wishing that it was yesterday again, but however, having the courage to move forward into what the new week brings. So that's kind of what the card pull is all about. And the cards give us an opportunity to receive. The cards are a message from the universe. And sometimes when we are restricted physically, emotionally, energetically, mentally, intuitively, perhaps even congested spiritually, yeah, that can happen, we miss out on the messages. We miss out on that clarity. And it's almost like if I were to take my glasses off, I have not a very clear vision. So perhaps I will be stumbling through to find my way. And that's why asking for guidance is important. That is why we can surrender and we can receive instead of always feeling that we have to be doing. And that is exactly the invitation with Chandra Namaskar this evening, is to allow yourself to receive, whether you are physically participating or you're just watching. whatever feels right for you, but you get to decide whether to step in or step out. And as always, if there is pain, that is your physical pain, that is your body's way of saying, back off, please stop. And I ask you, please honor that. Okay. I say this sometimes with some of the lovelies. We have enough pain in our life. We don't necessarily have to feel pain in yoga. Okay, and sometimes there is that discomfort. We have the kleshas, the 5 obstacles of pain and suffering that we work through. However, when we're able to be aware and acknowledge and be in relationship with perhaps the kleshas, we learn to listen to them, almost to befriend them, to be able to be in relationship and acknowledge and identify them. And then we have a choice to either release out of or dissolve into. Okay. And if we're not aware, we don't get the choice. So bring a sense of awareness into your practice, into your life, and into your breath. So please join me when you are ready into Chandra Namaskar. Stand at the front of your mat. And we stand in Tadasana. Oh, mountain pose. The legs are hip width apart. Perhaps you lift your toes, rise the toes, press the 4 corners of both feet down and suction up the arches so you feel strong, aware, and attentive. The arms can be down by your side, palms open, and the shoulders softened. Now notice if there is pain just by standing. Pain is your body's way of saying, stop it, don't do that. So please, please listen to your body, okay? You can bend the knees, you can modify to make your move smaller, to make the asana slower, or just give yourself permission to back off and perhaps just watch and listen if that's where you're at today. So stand in mountain pose, eyes open or eyes closed, and perhaps you keep your eyes open and look around and see the life around you, see the beauty, look up. You know, sometimes we feel so heavy, we're always looking down, and yes, we want to feel grounded. However, if we're too excessive in this grounding, we find it hard to move. Okay, we want to allow that flow. So if you're feeling a little bit heavy on whatever level, perhaps just look around you and see the light above you, and connect the earth with the light. We are all children on this planet. We are all children of Mother Earth. So bring that childlike wonderment and that curiosity into your breath. Gently breathe into belly and breathe up into heart. Open mouth, gentle sigh. Beautiful. Inhale, reach the arms to heart or overhead. And on your next exhale, a gentle bend through the knees and come into Uttanasana. Now, perhaps you have a prop support for your hands, or the hands rest on the shins instead of the knees. Take the legs as wide as you need to, bend the knees and feel the heaviness. Feel the belly rest on the thighs. Allow the head to gently be long. Eyes stay open. On your next inhale, plant the hands and step your left foot back. Exhale down into low lunge. Support that left knee if you need to, and allow the front knee to be over your ankle. Notice if that knee is caving in or caving out. Try to keep it in a nice alignment. Hands can be on the thigh, arms can be down by your side. Open the chest and gently breathe. We're going easy. We allow time to breathe. We allow time to surrender. Life is busy. Life is fast, and sometimes life is heavy. So allow this space right now for you to awaken and summon your breath into the belly and into the heart. On your next breath in, plant the hands on either side of the foot. Step back and very gently find your downward dog. Whatever that means to you. Perhaps bend the knees slightly, lift the heels, or perhaps you're in child's pose if that's in your practice. Allow the head to belong again. Allow the breath to find through the occipitals. Elbows are soft, and breathe. Beautiful. Belly into the spine. Reach the hips back. On your next inhale, come over into plank onto the knees. Now we come into Ashtanga Namaskar or 8-limb staff pose. So the elbows hug the armpits. The fingers are wide, more weight in the thumbs and index fingers. Keep the hips raised and allow the knees to stay grounded. Very slowly, elbows in, lower down, so the shoulders, the chest, and the chin touch the mat. The hips stay raised and the elbows and armpits are tight. Now very slowly, toes down, slide through into baby cobra or cobra bhunjangasana if you like. Thumbs under the nipple line, elbows come down, shoulders slide down, and the armpits are warm and snug. Long through the spine from the toes to the crown. And as always, if you feel pain, please take that as a sign to stop or make your move smaller, or don't do the move at all. Stay with your breath, compression of belly and internal organs. Allow the breath to expand through the back body. Breathe into the back heart. On your inhale, press up, and exhale, come back into downward dog. Right foot flows through. Inhale, come into that low lunge again. Beautiful. So yes, we're on that same leg again. We'll repeat this twice on the other leg for the next round. Feel the belly rise. Stay with your breath, open your heart. Beautiful. On your next inhale, plant the hands, step back, breathe out into downward dog. This time, step left foot through. Beautiful. Adjust your body as you need to. If you have a prop and you need to support that knee, please feel free to do so. Front knee stays over the ankle. Gently bring that left hip back just slightly and allow the arms to reach down. Open the heart. And where can we find gratitude in this breath? Where can we find thankfulness for this life? Through all the commotion and congestion and heaviness, how can we invite love? How can we invite calm? And how can we invite metta, loving kindness, into our lives and into ourselves? On your next inhale, plant the hands down, step back again, move your prop out of the way if you need to, and gently come back into downward dog. Take your time, be very gentle here. And one more time, inhale, come over into plank onto the knees, 8-limb staff pose, lower down, slide through very slowly, do the best you can. On your next inhale, prepare to come up and exhale back into downward dog. Step that left foot to the front again. Take as much time as you need to come into that lunge again. Back toes are down and allow your body to sink into the pose and find some comfort in this pose. Now, I've been instructing yoga for many, many years, fitness for over 30 years. And it's very easy to fall into the seduction of the mind to go faster, to go harder. And there is a time and a place for that, absolutely. Right now, what She Achieves Studio is honoring is slowing down and being okay with that. So find that slowness in your breath. And when you are ready, plant the hands, curl the back toes under, step back again into downward dog, very gently. And we finish down onto our knees into seated or kneeling pose. Hands to your heart center. Perhaps we bring one hand on belly and one hand on heart. A few deep breaths into belly, up into heart, up into throat, open mouth, gentle sigh. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Now, this Chandra Namaskar it is a different variation. We did not go into the goddess pose or some of the other poses. And if you are ever interested in diving into a further instruction of Chandra Namaskar, please let me know, as I do offer one-on-one, and there are virtual group yoga practice, which will be upcoming in the next little bit. Okay, how are we doing here? All right, we did really good. It's 8:30. So now we're going to go into the card pull, right? Okay, how is this? I'd love to hear your comments, read them. I can't see them right now, but because I'm far away, I don't even know what's going on in camera land, but I'm going to cover up. And find a supported position, whether you're seated Sukhasana or you're maybe lying down, standing, or just seated. Find a very gentle position. And I'd love to invite, just before we go into the card pull, just a few breaths and a hand mudra. And hand mudras in yoga are almost like hand yoga, okay? And this is the Shakti mudra, and we have the two thumbs together and the what is this? What are these? I don't know what fingers these are. The index fingers and the middle fingers go down, and the ring fingers and the pinky fingers come up. Okay. So this is our Shakti mudra. And as we have the new moon coming up in Taurus on Tuesday, She Achieves Studio is offering the new moon Shakti soak ceremony. And it's from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So we start with Chandra Namaskar for about 45 minutes and a gentle grounding online. And then we all go offline. We log off, we go have a bath for about a half hour, and we meet 45 minutes later after the bath, where we enter again online for silent journaling and meditation. So if you're interested, please check out sheachievesstudio.com. If you didn't get a Mother's Day present or you just want self-care, check it out. It's 2 hours, and there's a beautiful guided meditation that I will be sending all the lovelies to listen to during the bath, during their private soak as well. So there's a beautiful sense of connection into our divine feminine. And sometimes through this world, we have external and internal influences that take us off course. And this is a lovely opportunity for you to connect, to come back on course. So this is our Shakti Mudra, which we will be honoring on Tuesday evening. Okay. Let's go. Let's ask the universe. Okay, so our intent, the cards are actually going to guide us into our intent for the coming week. So if you're joining me right now for the weekend card pull, I invite you to gently take a few deep breaths and feel the seat. Feel your seat. Feel your seat heavy and grounded. And feel your breath rise from this heaviness into the light. Into the light, out through the crown of head. And can you bring a sense of integrity into your breath? You know, can you allow excessive to be softened? Can you allow deficiency to become nourished? And can you see this not through the eyes of judgment, but through the eyes, again, of childlike wonderment, perhaps even loving curiosity? Open mouth and gentle sigh if there are heavy sensations or strong sensations. Just allow that energy to be released. Whew, beautiful. There we go. Oh, your universe, you're just always on point. Okay, it's a thing we got going, the universe and I. It's just, yeah, it's so laughing right now. So chuckling. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the card, do you want me to bring it to you? I feel so far away from everyone. I think I have to come closer. Okay. There we go. Callie. Callie. So Callie is also known as Shakti, or Shakti is also known as Kali. Shakti goes through so many names. Durga, there's just a whole bunch of names. So that's why I was laughing, because I'm not even going to say it's weird, because I feel when there's divine synchronicity, it's very important to honor that and to acknowledge it more than, well, that's crazy or that's weird. Okay. Because what that does is it actually, it brings a deeper connection into the universal flow through you. Okay. Does that make sense? So if there's divine synchronicities, instead of, well, that's like totally weird, that's crazy, can you, and as always, only if you're willing, right? Never a breath before. If you're willing to take that one step farther and actually acknowledge it with laughter, with understanding. It's like, I acknowledge you, universe. I acknowledge how you're guiding. I absolutely love it. And the beautiful part of the universe is, if you're feeling connected to it and you're not listening to it, okay, it will sometimes feel like this. Ow, quit it. Ow, the universe. Ow, until you get it. Okay. And if you're really connected into universal energies, you'll get that, right? Or it's like, I'm not touching you. I think I mentioned that last week as well. It's kind of cool. Okay, so this is Callie. Liberation. You're being invited by the Hindu goddess of liberation and revolution, Kali, to address the aspects in your own shadow nature that have held you hostage to old ideas that no longer serve who you want to become. Well, that is absolutely beautiful, because that is what we were talking about earlier with releasing the last week, so we can have a sense of clarity into the new week. Okay. And this takes courage, people. It takes courage to be able to do this. Okay. It takes trust. Hi, Rain. It takes trust, right? Rain knows all about trust. You want to say hi to everyone out there? Are you my Callie? Oh, no, you're my Lickifer. Yes. Okay. You can no longer define yourself by your victim story and expect to succeed in your life. Whew. Don't get me started on the victim story. Oh, man. That's heaviness right there. There is beauty and liberation that is deep, fierce, and courageous. See, I'm telling you, listen. Listen if you're ready. And this is all great if you're already, have that the Wi-Fi hooked up to your spiritual self, to your higher self, to the universe, to higher realms, whatever it is, to that greater power beyond you. If you're not, if you're like, what? This girl's cray-cray, that's cool. That's awesome. That's where you are. Honor that as well. And with She Achieves Studio, I really, really try hard to disengage polarities, even though I talk about them a lot, because they are a big part of life. I mean, look at the sun and the moon. Look at the full moon and the new moon. Okay, look at summer and winter, death and life. Okay, male and female, masculine and feminine, Shiva and Shakti, yin and yang. It's all around. Okay. However, sometimes I find that we get so caught up in this is right and this is wrong. This is good and this is bad. And I'll try not to go on a big rant with that because I want to be very sacred and honoring this space right now. So just notice that right or wrong, if you're stuck in that, then, and if you're willing and ready and able, there are so many gentle ways and loving ways to learn about that, to rise up from that heaviness. Because I'm telling you, there's a lot of freedom, there's a lot of light, and there's a lot of love when we're able to rise up from that heaviness. And that's what, in essence, that's what Tuesday evening for the new moon self-care Shakti soak ceremony is all about. It's about rising up. It's about rising Kali, rising Shakti up from that coiled slumber and feeling the life. And yeah, being one of those people that are like, oh, like this is so amazing. Like this is life. Look at the tree. It's just come from its winter slumber and now it's rebirthing. And it's so sturdy, but yet it's so supple, and how can we connect to nature and the elements in that sense as well? So that was my little rant. Okay, there's beauty and liberation that is deep, fierce, and courageous. It rises up from the willingness to break the chains of the past in order to transform into something new. Because if there's not enough room, then there's nowhere to go. If you don't got room, you're not going to move. Okay. I'm not saying you have to. It is just truth. That's fact for all of you linear thinkers out there. If you have no room, there is no room to move. You can't move. Okay. So you may be afraid to set boundaries with others, but the goddess Kali has come to lend her daggers, for you must cut ties with the familiar ideas about life that have determined your place in the world up until now. Have you been holding back on shining in the world because you are afraid of reprisal or judgment of others? That's a story of my life. And then, I got to a point where it's like, whatever, man, what if I don't share the light the way I see it? And that's my true life purpose. I can't help not to share that because I believe in it so much. And I feel that for me, there's more fear if I'm not authentic than, when I am. There's no fear when I am my authentic self, whether people agree or disagree. That's their gig. I have no problem negating it, walking away and pushing it back to them. But I see my light and I got to follow it. And again, that takes courage and it takes teaching. Like, I didn't just get here overnight. I've had teachers. I've had so many teachers. I've had so many women and men in my life that have taught me so much. But you can learn and learn and learn. But until you actually can embody it and experience it, sometimes it's just reading. Okay. So it's putting action with intent. It's kind of equaling it. Right, Rain? Right? Okay, let's finish this off. I think maybe, I don't even know what time it is. I think our time should be up. Okay, so you must step into life authentic and glowing. Refuse to allow the potential judgment of others to affect you. Every day, claim your power to liberate yourself from caring what others think. When you are asking for the wisdom to live and contribute, to do no harm, and to serve for the highest good of all, none of this matters, even if you must tear down what has been built. Whew, that's heavy. Kali will help you whenever you need to be courageous, even when you are most afraid. Be fierce and be loving and be willing to learn. Life will respond in miraculous ways. And that is so true. I cannot help but believe that with every inch of my body. There's Kali. Hey, Kali. Doo-doo. She's here. Whew, that was a lot. Did not expect that conversation to happen. However, what happens if we just go through life in an organic, childlike wonderment? You know, I hear the kids playing in the street and screaming and having fun and all of these like beautiful noises and sounds and emotions flowing through. And it's just, it amazes me how when we become adults that sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes we lose that spark, that essence of authenticity. So I ask you, only if you're willing, if you're aware, if you want to step in, find that spark, find that light, teach, learn, listen, surrender, and receive, because there's so much love out there. And I really feel that there's so much love that we can really overcome the fear. However, just like Shiva and Shakti, we got fear and we got trust. We got love and we got hate. It's gonna happen, kids, okay? There's no way around it. But what's in the middle? That is what you get to choose. You get to choose how to balance those. So thank you for sharing your trust, your space, and your breath with my trust, my space, and my breath. I will post the card and the story on She Achieves Studio Facebook page after this is all downloaded. What else? What is it? Wednesday at 7:35 a.m. to 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. There's the 5-minute morning meds every Wednesday morning. So we sort of piggyback off what we talked about today, and we bring it midweek just in case you start to forget, especially if you feel like a big connection in what, we were just talking about. So what's the intent? Liberation. I'm going to go with the word courage. Can we invite courage to transform this past week into this coming week? How can we find courage within ourselves first? And when we feel and see, and even if it's just an itty bitty tiny bit of courage, the teeniest amount, acknowledge that within you, because that teeny amount of courage can actually grow bigger. And then you can share that courage outward into your life and your world. However, it's got to start within you. And that's the fact, Jack. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. Anybody want to say goodbye to me? Does anyone want to be my friend? I'm just joking. I'm just being silly. Does anyone want to comment and just say one comment? Oh, maybe there are comments. Oh, look, Judy. Hello, Sonia, Shauna. I didn't even see this. I didn't see the arrow. Yay! Ooh, Shakti in the house. Okay, it's all true though, isn't it? I love it. And that's the beautiful thing. You get to choose. It doesn't matter what I say. If you're not buying it, that's cool. Like, peace out. That's awesome. And if you get it, cool. Peace out. That's awesome. Either way, I say namaste. Check out sheachievestudio.com, please. I worked really hard on it. And check out the Shakti new moon soak ceremony. It's going to be super cool. It's going to be super awesome. What a great way to rise with love into consciousness. I say namaste. Peace out. Have a wonderful evening.